Okay, we're back. We're back out here. Snow Holden. Okay, I learned a hard lesson. Don't lend tools in a wrecking yard because when you do, they disappear. I mean, the person borrowing them disappears. Morning, everybody. Welcome back to Maxximum Motors. My name is Gary, and that is Amanda. And welcome to winter. Winter doesn't officially start here in Canada until December 21st, but winter has come early this year, as you can see. So stay tuned because we're going to have some winter adventures. There's going to be a little bit of Holden content, and I'm going to get up to a bunch of errands today. Right now
You are having winter adventures.
Yeah, I'm taking Amanda to work, so it is Christmas season, and she works retail, so you know she's in full-blown Christmas mode, as it were. But your guy here is going back to scrapyard one more time. You know, if you're sat there on the beach in Australia or down south in the States, think about us because, you know, this is what we're dealing with today. First things first, fire up the truck, get out the snow brush. We're going to leave the little red car here for now. It does need an oil change, so that's going to get done today, but later on. And she doesn't know it, but I'm going to splurge and just get a couple snow tires. All right, let's go. I dropped Amanda off of work, and I'm just headed to the storage unit, grab some tools. There's a plow truck. Yep, welcome to winter, Canada. Yay. So I'm currently in 4x4. I'm just keeping an eye on people. People fly out of the side streets going way too fast and then can't stop. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, you got to drive defensively here. You know, it's the way of life here now. Yeah, 4x4, you know, out on the main streets here, obviously the salt trucks have been out. My city is pretty good. Niagara Falls is dismal for prompt salting. I'm going to put that out there because it's the truth. And yeah, side streets is really where you need the four-wheel drive. This has got the floor shift, not the electronic switch. So I like that because in time that means I won't have to worry about electronic doodads and gizmos failing as they do. It's more of a mechanical connection to the transfer case. So, you know, some guys like myself in the era we live in now get flack for owning a gas guzzling, so to speak, 4x4. This thing's actually really good on fuel. If you're interested in current gas prices here, I paid $1.12.9 per liter for 87 octane regular unleaded yesterday in the truck, and it cost me just a hair over 95 Canadian to fill it. When I bought the truck, it was my first truck, and I was really worried that, you know, fuel costs were going to be very expensive. But the reality is it hasn't been too bad. These things are pretty fuel efficient, honestly. I get the sense that a truck 20-30 years ago would not have been at all. But that $100 will actually get me to like a week and a bit. I mean, depending on how much running around I do on the weekend. I don't plan on doing a lot of running around today, just staying in the city. But yeah, like, I mean, it's pretty fuel efficient. I mean, there are weeks where I can stretch $100 to almost 2 weeks. So that's pretty good, right? All right, listen, I'm going to focus on driving, and we're going to go and get some tools and then head back to the wrecking yard. Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm back at the storage unit facility, just picking up my tools. They're literally still in the milk crate from where I left them last time we went to the wrecking yard. So yeah, we're gonna get on down the road, go back to that wrecking yard, go check out that car again. You know, like watching the video back like a viewer, like one of you guys, I'm like, oh, I should have got that, and maybe I could get this. And so, the weather is actually in our favor, because it means that, some guys will be put off and not want to go out today, right? But I'm sure since my video aired, because there is a percentage of viewers that are Canadian, that there may be dudes that have already gone to see that car or whatever. My buddy Chris messaged me. He's like, oh, the door handle and this, that, and the other. So I already told him, like, the interior door handle, like the pull, I don't really need it. So if I can free it up from that door skin, he can have it. So that's what buds do for one another, So, I'm trying to pay it forward. So many people have done so many great things for me. So, wherever I can help out, right? So, but don't ask me to start pulling parts off cars for you, you can go do that. You're capable, right? So there's, the last haul, the last stash, if you will. Yeah, I mean, if you want to add to that, from the black car in Hamilton, we got that ring, and then I took the little GM chiclets. I've got an idea for those, not for the Holden, but for the red car. Don't tell Amanda, because she gets mad when I do stuff to her car. And then, we'll just, keep all our little stashy stuff here. So we got those rubbers from the fender. And I know, like, this is minor stuff, right? Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm somewhat of a lightweight, because I'm saving my money for wrapping the car next year, right? Oh, and then we got Zach's antenna, right? So he was good enough to send me that 16-inch Holden antenna, so I've got that. ADM life, right? Aussie domestic market. So there's the car. If you're new to the channel, go and check out my other videos. You'll see all kinds of content from the summer and the fall this year. We're still a fresh channel, guys. We've only been around since, like, basically June. I want to take a second to say thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel. You guys are amazing. I see the comments. One guy goes, now that you're an Australian, you got to start using the slang more. So, I was recently educated on what servo means, so now I get it. Gas station, like service station, I guess, like servo. So that's cool. And of course, we all know what boggin is, right? And hoon. So, I'll try and use the slang a little bit, but, don't ask me to do the accent, because I'm very Canadian. So, my accent is probably thick to you guys anyway, as a Canadian. But yeah, no, I massively appreciate all the support. If you haven't already done so, take a second to hit the subscribe button. We're getting there, guys. We're nearing 400 subs, and, we're close on the watch hours. Monetization is coming. I get bummed out sometimes when I see prettier people than me, they have like 5 videos and 80,000 views and, 10,000 subscribers. But, it is what it is, right? It's a grind. I get it. It's going to be a niche. Again, there's going to be times where it won't be Holden stuff. And, I think because of the algorithm, I may confuse it slightly, or maybe down the road it won't matter. But, like, I have friends with cool cars of all makes and models, and it's not just going to be Holden stuff. Okay, we're almost at the yard here. We're gonna go in and see what's left of this car. It's now been in the yard for, what, 5 days? All right, let's go. Okay, we're back. We're back out here. Snow Holden. Gotta be careful. There's somebody moving snow over there. Okay, let's see. Okay, glove box is still here. So I'm here for the glove box. I might try and get under here, or take this panel down and take the body control module. The fuse box cover under the hood. And yeah, it really, I don't think anyone has been here to harvest anything since the last time we were here, guys. So I'll have another good look around it. Someone said the steering wheel. I don't really need it. And then I was gonna get, there's one panel back here. I was gonna get this guy, but I think mine's in better shape. So, and I think mine is broken. I think mine is broken in the same spot, to be honest, right there. Okay, so I was, I play the videos back too, and I'm like, oh, I could have grabbed this, I could have grabbed that. So I think the biggest undertaking is probably going to be removing the glove box and possibly the BCM, body control module. I've already had one go bad, so I thought, well, having a spare might not be a bad idea. So yeah, so we're gonna go to it, and I'll come back on camera when I harvest some more parts off the thing, okay? Oh, hi, you're back. Okay, so am I. All right, I've spent the better part of an hour probably working on this thing. First of all, I figured out what the broken golf club was for. Yep, hood prop. So I took the fuse box cover and a whole bunch of relays. I took a couple of each. GM uses like standard relays for different things, right? So I also got, as you can see, the headlight, fog light switch. And I got some door sill plates. Well, they're not the door sill plates, but they're the piece that goes by the seats. Side panels in the console, by the waterfall where the radio is. But the most important piece, and the piece I had to work the hardest for, was the body control module. So that is buried deep up underneath the dash. So yeah, I was a contortionist, went in backwards, put that wheel there so my feet wouldn't dangle in the air, and dove in like a 20-year-old up in here and grabbed a spare body control module. I've already replaced one once. So BCMs go, they control, it doesn't matter if it's a V6 car or a V8 car, they control like your turn signals and a bunch of other, lights and signals and whatnot. So really, the only thing, now that I think of it, while I'm talking to you guys, that I want to harvest is back here on the trunk. So I am going to go and look at the license plate lenses, like license plate bulb lenses. Of course, right now they're covered in snow. And if they're any good, I'm going to harvest those too. Some of the stuff on my car isn't broken. It's just, starting to show its age or wear. Honestly, this car, I mean, I got the sense that it's a higher mileage car, but other than that gigantic rip in the seat, I've opted against pulling out the glove box. I just don't really need it that badly. So, but like a lot of these plastic trims and whatnot, like even this one's not in bad shape at all. So I've debated taking those, but I think mine just have a few marks from shoes here in this area. So, I'm only taking what, I either need now or I anticipate needing down the road, right? So I'm not greedy. Other people want to come out and harvest this car, then please, by all means, do so. There's a lot of good parts. Like, even these rotors look fairly new. They're not good for me because I've upgraded, but, there's a lot of good stuff still left on the car. Taillights are still here. I honestly don't think anyone's been back to this car since Monday. So, like I said, the weather is in my favor anyway. Okay, I'm going to look at those license plate lenses, and then I'll give you an update on how it's going. I seen one dude out here. That's it. Okay, I am back on camera one last time. I'm refraining on anything else. Some plastic bits, it's just too cold, and you start to remove, and I don't want to break stuff. I'm not going to come in here recklessly. Like even with the BCM, I took the time to remove all the plugs, right, all the harnesses. It was a pain in the ass, but I already had an idea of what I was in for, because like I said, we've done it before. I actually paid my mechanic to put it in for me the last time. They do need to be VIN matched to the car, so I do have an airbag light on my dash because it doesn't recognize my passenger presence module, which is another thing I could harvest here, but I don't think it's the PPM. I think the BCM needs to be VIN matched at the dealer. So You know, chime in the comments if I'm wrong about that. But anyways, this might be the last time we see this car. I just, you know, unless I want to get ambitious and take these rockers, because they are straight, mine do have a couple of wobbles in them. They're reinforced fiberglass, right? And I've been told they can't be manipulated with heat or anything like that. I mean, I was thinking about in the spring sanding mine down rather than replacing. Although I do have a bunch of extras. I'm just, you know, lazy. Like, if I don't have to remove it from the car, why would I, right? So, you know, and then one last time for those in Australia are like, I have never in all my life seen anything like that. There you go. That's one last look at it. Like, what is this? Is that factory? Like, I guess that's factory, right? You know, it's just really weird because, yeah, okay, there's a little bit of rust on the door edge of the driver's door, but it's not, like, the car isn't terrible. I mean, well, okay, I take that back. You know, like we've talked about it, right? Canadian winter. You know, and it's not just Canada. I know they use a ton of salt in the Northeast, in the States too, right? All right, listen, I'm gonna head back up to the office. I'm kind of gonna go a different way and just sort of check out more of these Chevrolets that are kicking around for Amanda's car. Like, there's one here, it's the snow, but the reason why it's here is because the tire is completely screwed, right? So, you know, I mean, I could look at, what's this here? What are these? They're Firestones. 215, 55, 16. That's the right size for her. You know, if there's a pair here, maybe. I'll look at the date code on them. Oh, okay. So, do you see the date code? 13th week of 13. So we're talking, you know, they're 12, 13-year-old tires. Yeah, that doesn't really turn me on. Sorry, it doesn't. Ooh, and it's slippery out here. You know, and that's why they're still here, right? Because they're so old. There's three good ones here. Yeah, it's too bad. You know, like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put her in harm's way with old tires. So, okay, I'm still out here wandering around. What are you up to today? I am looking at Chevy Cruzes, which there are a million of, and old Grand Prix, reminiscing the days when I had one just like that. There's so many cars here to see, and if you're like me and you love exploring junkyards, I got a treat for you, because before we leave, I found an old Cadillac Eldorado, like really old 70s one. I'm at the edge of the domestics here. I walked pretty well all the rows, just seeing what they got. There's one Cruze, looks like, maybe, and one Sonic I haven't already seen, and I see a snow tire on the floor. Let's see what that's for. So, you know, here's the challenge: find a pair, at least a pair, and then check the date code. If the date code is too old, I'm not interested. So I found one pair of Hankook eye pikes or something like that. So I'm gonna check out this Sonic and this Cruze, and then I'll be up there so you can look at the Eldorado, okay? Okay, bye. Before we get to the Cadillac, check this out. Look at the old bug. Sometimes you see weird shit in the wrecking yard. Like, holy cow. Oh, talk about Fred Flintstone. Holy shit. Like, was in this, like, in someone's barn, and they just towed her in, like, give me the scrap, wait for it. Oh, look, it's got the air cooled still in the back. And it's funny because it's in the import section, because I guess that's technically what it is. Then we got another old girl over here. Let me just grab the cart. We got like an Edsel thing, or I don't even know. I gotta be careful, there's still people around. I saw an old Chinese guy. What's that? 1959 Pontiac Strato, Chief. Dude, that probably weighs 4 tons. Check that out, guys. What? Oh, I see daylight. Not opening the door, it might all fall apart. It's like filled in with modern car parts. Whoosh. Yeah, that's rusty. Yeah.
Do you have a knife?
Maybe. Old guy wants to use my knife and one of my tools, so I let him. Hopefully I don't regret that. So there you go, 1959 Strato, Chief. That's insane. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here while he's using my tools. Boss Hog Eldorado in red though. Isn't it funny how all caddies, that plastic rubbery bit there rots and is gone? Who remembers the old Boss Hog Dukes of Hazzard deal? Oh dude, the interior's still there and it's like the old classic white. And it's a convertible. Like this was probably in 1975, whoever owned this was cooler than Liberace. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool. Alright, well, you know, I'm going to try and linger a little bit long in the cold while Buddy uses my tools instead of bringing his own, you know. Come prepared to the wrecking yard, don't mooch off other people. Alright, well, that's it for me. Let's go. Okay, I learned a hard lesson. Don't lend tools in a wrecking yard because when you do, they disappear. I mean, the person borrowing them disappears. I had an older guy approach me. Do you have a knife I could borrow? I just got to cut something real quick. I'm like, okay. So then he reaches in my milk crate and says, oh, can I borrow the screwdriver too? Takes my biggest screwdriver, flat screwdriver. I'll be right back. I'm like, okay, because, you know, I'm leaving kind of deal. Stand there for 10 minutes in the freezing cold, waiting for this guy, milling around. He disappears, like he's disappeared. And I am not running all over the wrecking yard, towing the cart, because if I leave the cart behind, more tools could disappear, right? So, I learned a hard lesson today, fellas, and lady watching. Don't lend tools. Don't be nice. Because people these days don't have integrity anymore. I will take you guys back to the storage unit. We will survey what I bought. Feel a little bit hosed today, if you know what I mean. Kind of paid top dollar, I think, for everything I got. But anyway, now I got spare bits. I guess that's a good thing. Let's go. Okay, back at the storage unit. I apologize, the background noise. Guys over there are cutting trees down or trimming them. I don't know. Never a dull moment. Anyways, let's just have a look quickly at what we got. So here's our score for today. Biggest thing, body control module. I've already replaced one of these. When your turn signals start to go wonky, there's a good chance it's the BCM. A couple of plates that go alongside of the driver and passenger front seats. Those are the panels that go down the waterfall, so beside the radio, down by your feet in the footwell area. Fuse box cover. Now I'm well aware the diagram for a V6 car would be different than for a, potentially different at least, for a V8 car, so I get that. Some, you know, spare relays are always smart to have. A couple of these hold down screws for in the trunk, the boot area, and then a spare switch, headlight switch, fog light switch, right? They're all the same. Doesn't matter if it's a V8 or a V6. Okay, so this area here is the score today. And keeping in mind, I paid what did I say, 40 bucks for basically that door panel and these two guys, I think it was. I'm trying to think what else. The shifter plate and this trim here. Okay, so that was 40. This was $95, okay? So it was 40 bucks just for the BCM. They give you a $10 core charge on an old one. I'm going to dig around in the spring. Maybe I can find the old one and send it back. The one that's on the car right now is fine. This is where my brain is like a little bit having a hard time with this because I don't need any of this, right? I just thought, well, you know, the cars are getting rare, so you better start getting the parts that may go eventually, you know, and then maybe improve your interior plastics. Now, I know these look dirty and grimy, but I think they're going to clean up real nice. And I mean, the camera may not show it, but there's not a lot of scuffs and scrapes on those. So, you know, I mean, if I'm mistaken, then I've wasted my money, but, you know, the reality is, every time one of these cars gets crushed, that's one fewer on the road, and that also means that once that car is gone, it's gone. So now is the time to get the parts. I feel like, anyways, the age that they're at now, and things start to break, and you never know down the road what you may need, right? So my buddy Chris wants the door handle there, so I already told him if I can separate it, which I think I can when the weather's a little bit better. I can look at doing that. He can have it for his car, no biggie. And so there is the Horde. Cumulative of, I would say 2 cars, but with the antenna included, it would be 3 cars. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, well, listen, it's cold. I'm gonna go back to the apartment at this point. I need to figure out oil change logistics for Amanda's car. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Maximum Motors. Scored some more Holden parts. But anyways, I hope you're having a great day. I will see you next time. Don't forget, live life to the max. Let's go.